Yes. My next question is to Rabbi Hollander. Rabbi Hollander, as far as we know, establishment of Sanhedrin is a sign of the coming of the Moshiach. And we also know that you are dedicated to bringing peace and harmony, and you are open to work with Muslims with this goal. What are your methods in achieving this goal?
That is a very good question. And I would have answered differently a few months ago and differently a few years ago. What I find is that whatever I think is inadequate, because the Almighty has plans which influence me. I'm not aware of them, but it changes. What I understand, my limited understanding, changes with time. Now, when we came first to Mr. Oktar, that was in 2008, we began this discourse, and I had some ideas. But in last year, I found that this is much deeper than I thought at the time. I think that it is a good thing that so many Muslims live outside countries controlled by Islam. I think it is very good for Islam that you have so many Muslims in Europe and so many Muslims in America, and they have to come to grips, they have to find their way to live in a more pluralistic society. And they are making efforts, and they are rethinking, and they are turning to God again, individually. Now I want to talk about prophecy for a moment. A prophet is a person who receives a message from God. He is a human being. And God is infinite, and a human being is very finite, very small. And so he cannot fully understand the message he receives from God. And he understands it sometimes at one time in one way and another time in a different way. We have the prophet Ezekiel, who described the animals he saw, and he described them twice and with slight differences. Did they change, or did he change? Or did his understanding change? We don't know, of course. We don't know what he saw. We didn't see what he saw. But obviously something changed over a period of not many years. And if that's the case, we see that even a prophet who has a more clear contact with God may see things differently at different times. Certainly we, who don't see as clearly as prophets can see, certainly we have to see things, be open and ready to see things differently. So I think that, what was the point I wanted to get at?
The Sanhedrin's rule.
So as you said, Sanhedrin is a sign, is a development, and a change, and many changes will be necessary. In the Talmud we have a very disturbing description of the times of Messiah, that things will be awful. This is not the same as the Gog and Magog, but that there will be disrespect for elders and so on and so forth. In a sense it would be true, because so many of the things that we have learned which are based on the times before Messiah won't be true anymore. And the people who don't change with the times will think that that's terrible. I mean, I just imagine what my grandfather would have thought if he knew I were here speaking with Muslims. He would think I'm crazy. Of course he's wrong. I'm not crazy. He would be wrong.
This is the right
and
way,
so so many of our concepts have to change. This is the way of changing the world, and this is the way to come to the age of Messiah. Messiah age is not the same as what was before.
Yes.
Messiah age is entirely different than what was before in so many ways, that people will be different. People will not be subjugated. People will be free. As we said, no coercion in religion. No coercion, period, in our tradition. There was no, and we're coming to that, hopefully, today. So if the Sanhedrin is and I as the foreign minister, so I'm telling you that this is what we think, and this is where we're going.
MashaAllah.
MashaAllah.